Good morning, everybody. I'm just about to get my makeup on for the day, and yeah, you can probably tell by my voice that I'm like recovering from, pretty sure it's like allergies and like maybe a cold. It's so crazy. So I think I'm on like, I don't even know what day. It's been a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, of no THC after using it for like a long time, like years and years. And one thing I learned is that after you quit, consuming THC, especially if you've been using it for so long, your immune system kind of goes crazy. Because I've never had allergies in my life. And then I went to my brother's house, his farm, and I just like have all these allergies all of a sudden. So I was like researching it, and sure enough, your immune system has to like rebalance and recalibrate. So that's fun. There's so many things I didn't realize about quitting, and it's so interesting. And another one is so when you like use something like cannabis or drinking or whatever, a lot of times it's like you do it when you're stressed out, right? Like you get bothered by something, you're frustrated, you're angry, you go smoke, right? And so all the time we're like kind of masking. I mean, not everybody, right? But sometimes we're like masking these irritation, these triggers. And so when you stop using anything, you just go sober, like all this stuff comes up and you're like, dang, like I didn't realize I was so bothered by this. I didn't realize this was such a trigger for me. I didn't realize I was wounded in this way. And it's so interesting because it's like once you get sober, or my experience, I'm just gonna speak from my experience, once you get sober, all your triggers, all your wounds say hi. They come out to play. They're like, you want to acknowledge us yet? And it's such a confronting experience. It really is. And I just want to speak honestly about that because it's just something I'm moving through. And one of the things lately, I just went back to my hometown yesterday and the day before. And I come from a really small town. And I grew up without like my parents around really. Like, back in the day, like they'd kick you out of the house. Well, I lived with my grandparents, but like they'd make you leave the house and be like, don't come back till dark, right? So that basically translates for me as like I was unseen a lot and I was like unnoticed a lot. And so as an adult, now that I've gotten sober, I've realized one of my wounds that I'm like needs my attention is recognition. Getting credit or whatever, being seen, right? Because I was unseen in my childhood. Like, my mom wasn't there, my dad wasn't there, my brothers, of course, they're older brothers, they want to go do their own thing, right? And so I'm just like really confronting all these like emotions that I kept burying, And let me tell you, it is not fun. Oh my goodness. Probably be easier if you had like a therapist or like a confidant or something, like, but I'm just so used to handling everything like by myself, right? Even since like a child. So now I have this tool at my fingertips, like the internet, right? I Google, I'm like, I feel this way. What does this mean? What does this say about me? And I'm like, oh yeah. So anytime I have like friends that don't acknowledge me or don't like, I don't know, do whatever I'm maybe expecting in my head, they're actually giving me a gift by showing me what I need healing around. And that would be validating myself, recognizing myself, seeing myself, not needing other people to see me, And I'm so grateful, honestly. Like, I truly believe everything that we're ever triggered by or bothered by is just like, hey, look at this. This needs your compassionate attention, right? And we're all bothered by stuff. We all have our wounding and whatever, our issues. And I feel like I'm finally like actually acknowledging them. And I'm not going outside to smoke them away. I'm not, like, not that I'm better than anybody else. I'm not saying that. It's just like it's just a very confronting experience to get sober and like recognize all the stuff I had been running away from. And oh my goodness, you know, I'm still so grateful that I'm going through this journey and I'm learning more about myself. It has not been fun. I feel kind of ashamed sometimes about how I get, you know, triggered by certain things, but it all goes back to childhood, right? Like, of course I feel this way. Of course, you know, that's where the compassion comes in. It's like, of course you feel this way. It's okay to feel this way. But what I'm not going to do is sit around blaming people, or, you know, I'm going to try my best not to project onto other people too. And that's another thing. It's like anybody who's like I'm bothered by or triggered by or upset by, I low-key need to thank them because they're showing me, hey, they're like holding up a mirror, right? They're like, look at this, look at this, look at this. And the reason we get so triggered, I think, is because it's uncomfortable to look at that mirror, right? It's not easy. And that's why it's so easy to go smoke. But I think ultimately, like in my case, you just get to a point where like you have to heal. You have to recognize these things. You have to look at it in the face and be honest with yourself. And that's where I am, you know? And I feel like my body is like purging a lot of like just everything. Maybe that's where these allergies are coming from too. Not just the lack of THC in my system, but like emotional, somatic, you know, spiritual, metaphysical, all the things. And I just gotta stay in gratitude because like even when I'm bothered, even when I feel unseen or unappreciated or unrecognized, like that's a reminder to myself to be like, hey, give that to yourself. Like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for somebody else to give that to you for? Even if it comes from an outside source, it's not going to be that validating. It's not going to be that meaningful, right? Because like if I don't feel that way internally, it's not going to really matter what other people say or do. And that's what it all comes back to. It's like developing that solid, unshakable self-concept. And I think it's a lifelong journey to do that, you know? I'm like, what, 37? And I'm still working on it. Granted, I mean, I do have kind of a lot of childhood trauma, so like that's not fun, but you know, it is what it is. Like I obviously came in this life with all this stuff and it's for a reason. My soul is like asking me to learn and evolve and grow, and I want to do that. I want to evolve, I want to learn, I want to grow. And it's like the lotus in the mud, right? The lotus grows through the mud and becomes this beautiful, beautiful flower. And sometimes some of our journeys, that's what it is. That's what it takes. It's like we have to grow through that mud. We have to go through that uncomfortable stuff, the triggers, and we have to like just feel this uncomfortable emotions, you know, and like not always proud of, like, I'm not always proud of my reactions or my, you know, the way I'm thinking or projecting onto people. Like, it's not cute. It's not, like, I don't want to be a person who blames other people, right? I don't want to be that person who projects my wounding onto other people and makes them wrong and me right. Like, that's not right. Like, I want to be compassionate to myself and other people. And I feel like in my sobriety, like, that's actually happening in the most uncomfortable way. In the most uncomfortable way, that's actually happening. And I'm not proud. Sometimes I'm not proud of like how I've acted or how the things I've said. And you know, that's just, it is what it is, you know. People are allowed to have their feelings. They're allowed to stop being friends with you. They're allowed to have their own feelings and reactions. And that's okay. We're all learning and evolving and growing. And man, I don't know, I'm thankful for all the different versions of myself and all the ways that I've been forced to grow. Even if I do feel a little ashamed at times of like how I've acted or what I've said. because I've noticed another thing is like sometimes because I don't get that recognition or that credit, you know, of the impact that maybe I've made or whatever, like I get upset and I'm like, why? Like give that to yourself, right? Like the motive of what I do and what what you do in the world, like it should always be internal, right? This is such a vulnerable share. I don't even know if I'll upload this, y'all, but like coming back to the place where like I do what I do because I'm inspired to do it. I do what I do because it's who I am. I create art because it comes from my heart and soul. If it impacts people, cool. If it doesn't, cool. If people are inspired by it, like let them be. If people want to copy you, let them copy you. Like it doesn't matter. Like what actually matters is the place where you feel in your heart and soul why you're doing it, what motivates you, what gives you life, you know. And for me, like creating something from my heart and soul, it does give me life. That's why I come back to it time and time again. It's helped me heal. It's helped me navigate all this childhood crap, you know. And again, like I'm not a victim. Like just because I've had childhood trauma, like so what? Who hasn't, right? And like we are so resilient, and it's up to us to like keep going and like become the people we're meant to be and be like the lotus in the mud and like grow through that shit and come out the other side like brighter and evolved and more beautiful and full and bloom, you know. I am learning so much. The biggest thing is self-compassion and just being honest with myself and realizing like I don't have anything to prove. Have I felt like I needed to prove myself before? Yes. Probably because I spent my entire childhood like lonely. And so like I become an adult who's like, you know, see me, see me, see me. And I'm seeing myself now. It is beautiful. It is really, really amazing. And liberating, confronting, expanding. And yeah, I just feel like I'm settling into my new skin, you know? When I do feel upset, when I feel triggered, when I feel bothered by something, I don't go smoke. I sit there and I let myself feel what I'm feeling. And even sometimes I'll picture my little girl self and I'll give her a hug in my mind. Because anytime, you know, like I said, anytime we're really bothered by something, our inner self is screaming, look at this, give this love, give this attention. And it's a beautiful thing. It truly is. And I feel like just acknowledging all of this, I'm really like able to like let that go. Like I don't need to be seen. Like I don't need credit. Like if I impact you, great. If I don't, who cares? Like I think the reason feedback sometimes is so powerful is because like hearing it from people makes you feel like you're valuable, like you matter. And when people don't say anything or like they're impacted by you but they're silent, it can feel like in a way kind of like energetic theft, but it's not, right? It's like that's a beautiful thing that you inspire people. It's a beautiful thing that you have impact on people whether they tell you or not, right? It's powerful. It's amazing. I'm really just coming to a place where I want to reaffirm and remember that everything that I do, all the art that I create, all the things that I do is because it genuinely comes from a place in my heart where I'm motivated internally. Like I want to inspire people. I want to inspire myself. I want to be a person that I respect and that I admire, not somebody who complains and projects or has limited thinking or like wants to bring anybody down, myself included. Like it's okay to have feelings, it's okay to be triggered, it's okay to feel whatever the hell you're feeling, but taking responsibility is huge, you know? And that is what I'm aspiring to do. Feels really good. Even though it doesn't in the process, but it feels good to know that, like, I'm actually admitting these things to myself, I'm being honest with myself. And I've been, like, used to doing things on my own forever anyway, so that's one good thing, is, like, I actually don't necessarily need people around. Like, I'm okay if people reject me. Like, I'm okay losing friendships, because that's just life, you know? I think what really matters is, like, how you feel about yourself and who you're being. Are you proud of that person? Are you proud of who you're being, you know? And I want to be proud of who I am. I want to respect who I am. I don't want to project onto people. I don't want to have limited thinking and, like, keep myself in a box, you know, trying to prove something. Like, no, there's nothing to prove. We're all going to end up at the end of our lives, and what's going to matter the most is, like, how much we loved and how loudly we loved, and did we tell people how we truly felt about them? Were we honest with ourselves? Did we go after our dreams? Did we care too much about what other people thought, you know? What really matters is, like, being honest with ourselves and moving in life with integrity and honesty. So yeah, those are the themes that I'm kind of walking through right now. I did want to say, since quitting THC and having this allergy flare up and this immune system kind of overdrive situation, I started researching CBG. It's like CBG, but it's really beneficial apparently for sinuses and inflammation, and it's really gentle on the system. People who are quitting THC, like, definitely look into CBG. This is the one that I've been using right here. Can see that right there. I just took like 1/4 of a dropper, and it also comes in gummy form like this, and it's just been really, really helpful. This is somebody I know. She has her own farm, and she hand makes everything with love and care. It's like her life purpose. She's so invested in her products and what she makes, and like me, like, I feel a lot of kindredness with her. This is like her baby. Like, she pours her heart and soul into it, just like I do with my art, and I'm just so happy to share it. These are the products I use. There's a link in the bottom if you want to shop her store. Prices are phenomenal, products are phenomenal. I honestly don't think you could get anything better with the price point and the like, what do you call it? Oh, the word is escaping me. With, like, what you get, like, the price is phenomenal. I've seen other products, like, way more expensive for less quality product, so happy to plug that for her, for me too. But yeah, whatever you are personally working through, like, high five, you know? I love you. It's not easy sometimes, but the only way out is through. And I don't know if I'll actually upload this or not, but if you watched and you enjoyed this, I'm so happy for that. And I'll see you guys on the next video.